That burns a little bit. Okay. Morning. I should probably dry my hand off before I start touching electronics. Did pills, got coffee, ate breakfast, did stuff on Star Trek, woke Aaron up. I think someone moved out of that apartment. Maybe? It could just be the fact that they're getting a new one. I'm like, someone just looked like they walked out with like a big thing of furniture. Some people this morning on the Instagram. Nobody on Facebook, but you know, most of the people on Facebook are either way in other countries locally and don't really talk to me. Anyways, so I was watching a little bit of the USA Football U19 select group. Not sure if it's necessarily the best in the country, but it's effectively an all-star game. You get invited, yada yada. They went to, I think it was Cowboy Stadium, and they played the Nordic team. Since there isn't too terribly many teams up in that area, you kind of have to, can't just say like, it's the Swedish team. I mean, obviously, you know, especially when you have youth players. Adult players, you can kind of get enough from all the teams to get one Swedish team, but in order to get something, regardless. So they were playing the Nordic team, and it was like 18-48 or something. Nordic lost. Problem that I have, and I've been having this for a number of years, and hopefully I can impart this to my viewers. You know, if you're an adult and you're already in that, you know, if you're already in this mindset, maybe you can change. If you're, you know, youth, high school, whatever. I mean, I don't want to say youth, but to me, 16 is, or 18 is like half my age. I know you guys are like, I'm an adult. And I'm just like, you're half my age. So yeah, I just kind of, when I say youth, I mean like like not adult. But I know that gets a little bit weird. Anyways, it's because I deal with, you know, German teams and whatnot, and they have U13, 15, U17, and U19. They're all called, it's under 19. German, they all call them Jugend, which is still youth, but anyways, teenager is Jugendliche, so that's fun. Anyways, back on topic, in the live stream, because they were live streaming it last night, and I watched a little bit of it on my screen. I turned it down because I didn't want to deal with, because I watched it last year with the commentary on, and I was like, oh no, this is so bad. College football announcers and NFL football announcers and whatnot, and some of these guys are like, not good announcers. But the live stream, the chat that was on YouTube, the thing that's over on the side, I had it open and I was reading it, and I was like weirdly testing myself to see if because I know that the Nordic languages, Finnish, Swedish, are different from German. Every once in a while I see a bit that I recognize, but they are different enough to be their own language. It's sort of like if you know French, you kind of have a clue about Italian, or Latin at least. Things are very similar because it's all a romantic language. Spain, Spanish, French, Romanian to an extent, Italian, they're all romantic languages, so they have very similar things, and you can kind of figure it out. But anyway, so I was just testing it, but then like there were Americans in there. It dawned on me that I was like, so when it comes down to, you know, U19, the Americans playing the, you know, U19 of the Swedish or the Nordic folk, that the Nordic folk can listen in on the plays and have an idea maybe what they're talking about. They know English. We don't know that language, you know. We don't, you know, Swedish, Finnish, no, you know, I don't want to say nobody, but people just don't get it. And so they can use calls and they can say it in Swedish. They can say it in Finnish, or, you know, whatever the dominant language of their thing is. And they probably know both. I mean, they're very similar languages. languages, from what I understand. I'm probably going to get flamed in the comments if anybody finds this. They're nothing alike. Yeah, well, that's like saying German and Dutch are nothing alike. It was just hilarious, but the live stream, I'm tired of American arrogance when it comes to football. Because I see it over when NFL teams play over at Wembley Stadium. And the people on Facebook are like, why do we have to go play an American sport in other countries? And I understand that it's those folks are mainly talking about stuff like that. It's not a general consensus. But I just hope that my viewers can understand that there are people in this world from countries you've never heard play football with as much spirit. I've got a couple of friends on Facebook that play football in Kenya. You've probably heard of Kenya. Have you heard of Lagos? It's on the west coast of Africa. I've got people on my friends list that play for French, Brazil, Mexico, Canada, Germany, Poland, Russia, Italy, Austria, Switzerland, England, Sweden, Norway, Finland, Denmark, you say Belgium? Netherlands. Every team, every country in Europe has an American football team. And in Germany's case, there's like 50. 16 in the top tier, 16 in the second tier down, and then I think there's like 13 in Regionalliga, and then there's one below that I think called Landesliga. I've ambled a bit, but I hope that my guys here can be a little bit more open-minded, and that perhaps these guys from other countries are not the best skilled. They also come from countries where this stuff isn't on television round the clock during the season. If they do want to watch American stuff, like, they gotta watch the Super Bowl at 2 in the morning live, because they're 9 hours ahead of us. The Super Bowl comes on at 3 o'clock, they're at midnight on a Sunday. I mean, if they got a regular 9 to 5 job, watch this, you can always take a vacation day, right? They want to watch college games, they got to figure out how to get them, and sometimes, in some countries, they're not visible. You can't watch them without having to, because there's just rules on the internet that people don't know about. But be a little bit more open-minded, and just because they suck in comparison to American players doesn't mean jack squat. I mean, to be fair, some of those guys that were on the USA Football Select team were probably from the South, where they have 3-a-days, and there's no restriction on those. They can have 3-a-days for 3 weeks. We're only allowed 2-a-days for 1 or 2 weeks. I can't really remember. That's it. It's only allowed for 2 weeks, and it's near the end of summer. These guys will do 3-a-days for an entire month. In the South, in Texas, they drill football into you. There's some people that have no idea that anything other than football exists in the world. And I get it. And they're super good when you put that much work into it. You're from Sweden, you gotta practice when there isn't a soccer game going on, or it's not 9 feet of snow outside. And they make it work. One of these days I'm gonna put a link to my favorite teams from each country on my athlete page. There's a link below for that. I'm just gonna put a post that says this is my favorite team, or here are some of my favorite teams from the European area, and you guys can like those pages and follow up on them because they're great. Some of them have some awesome looking uniforms too. Like, you think Color Rush is cool? Wait till you see the Balava Owls. Or the Ritterhude Badgers from Germany. They got some snazzy uniforms. I'll chat with you guys later today, see if I get out with Willie. I gotta actually get some stretching and stop talking. Hello, we are at Eco Binary. We're dropping off all of our spare Buddha parts.
I want to do this.
Well, I can take the laptop case.
Take this under the laptop case. That I need to bottom the box.
Yeah, so, okay, and then I take that. So this is an old computer, not even ours.
Remember when I got my new computer when we did the back check? The guy sold me on a tiny case? Yeah.
Right, then my old laptop from like 2002.
My previous
case. This is your previous
stuff.
This is your previous case. Then you got the small one. Then you're just like, screw this, and we went and fixed it all and everything, and now you have this current one.
Yeah.
But that's the one I knew when we lived in. The dust on that is disgusting. I think that my keyboard was bad.
Then this is just a bunch of random components.
Yep. All right.
Lots of video cards.
To be fair, they have been upgraded over the last like 5 years. They've upgraded fast enough. We've needed them, at least for WoW and Star Trek.
Yeah.
But as you said,
it's 2 computers.
They're also kind of reaching a level of video cards where it's like they're not really getting much better.
Yeah.
Unless, you know. The place to recycle electronics did not take my briefcase because it's not electronic, yada yada, it's understandable, but it's falling apart, so I just threw it away. It's always strange when it's around mid-month that people are moving in and out. Like, I completely expect it near the end of any given month, specifically somewhere around, like, December also, because people like to rent for a year? I don't know. There seems to be certain months that people rent on, and some people actually rent on the actual calendar year, and that's what's strange. I mean, it makes sense that people would want to keep their finances according to a year, but trying to move out around Christmas to someone moving out, I'm like, but it's mid-month. And then I was like, well, then there's always like, then there's the people, like, there was a whole bunch of people that move out at the end of the year. And I'm like, that seems crazy to try to Christmas and New Year's and move out at the same time in the middle of freaking winter. I mean, it's one of those that if you signed up for that, you're kind of stuck in that sort of thing. Unless you get a shortened lease somewhere and then you can start moving it off. Yada yada. But like ours is like February is when ours lease comes up. And it wasn't in the beginning of February, February 6th. That's why we had to get all our stuff in last week. They wanted it done, I don't know when. We got it done early. It's all checked in. Anyways, but yeah, ours is February, which wasn't a big deal because we moved in here, or we got the lease on this place a month before the lease on the other apartment got up. So we had like a month of double rent. Yeah. So that's why it used to be at March, but now it's at February. But that didn't matter because it's the middle of winter and cold. We moved across the breezeway. Yeah. So see what's going on. Gonna maybe message Willie because it's almost that 4 o'clock time. Bucko, you got hurt at practice?
I got a stinger. I got like landed on. I ain't get hurt.
Yeah. Well, okay. Nothing. A couple drinky drinks won't help.
What are you talking about? To drink water and Gatorade, sir.
And coconut water.
And coconut water.
But only.
I only drink to hydrate. Lesson out there to you kids.
Coconut water before Gatorade, but damn, Gatorade has some good flavors.
That's true.
If they made
ain't never lie.
If they made green apple coconut water, I'd be in heaven. So we just got done with shoulders and some semblance of abs. Oh, you think we were just in there for an hour, 5 to 6?
It's about a good hour, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully that'll counteract. So the freaking comment below if you figured. I know this is way after the fact. This is on Monday, but comment below if you figured the Falcons were gonna punt. I figured it was. Like someone.
I knew that shit was coming.
What was it? One of the Austrian teams was like, they're like, do you think the Eagles can win even without Carson Wentz? I was like, I don't think it'll be the Eagles that win. I think it's the Falcons that'll like choke, because the Eagles weren't necessarily winning. They had 1 touchdown and 3 field goals.
Yeah, dude, that was just.
Which.
No, it was 1 touchdown. Yeah, 3.
Yeah, because that's 6 plus 9.
It was a shit game.
But I'm like, and that even could have been a kick return. The touchdown could have been a kick return and had nothing to do with their quarterback. But the majority of their points had nothing to do with their quarterback. Yeah. So it looks like Georgia is the laughing stock of the sports world for now.
Just in football.
What's their basketball team?
The Hawks.
We're still in the middle of basketball season, right?
Not even to the middle yet.
Oh.
The halfway mark is All-Star weekend, and that's like Valentine's weekend.
Okay.
Second week of February.
Okay, so because I follow football, March Madness is college or NBA?
March Madness is college, and that's the college playoffs.
Yeah, that's the college basketball playoffs. Okay. And that's why it's March Madness, because you're not just dealing with like 8 teams in the NFL, you're dealing with like 60 teams.
Well, it's because it's a huge playoff.
Yeah, because there are, like you said, there are Division I schools that have no football program, but they have a basketball.
Well, they have like a football program that's like sub-bowl division. Like Portland State has made the tournament before, and they have a football team that's sub-bowl division.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then it was PSU, and I think Cal Poly is the same way.
they have a D1 sub 1 football team, but they have a regular D1 everything else. Do you need anything from the store? Any wrappers or anything? So I don't know how the schedule thing's going. I'm gonna probably tomorrow when Felicia gets home and post our schedule for the Cobras. But depending on practice next week, I might be able to catch his game at Hare against the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
I don't even know. It's like watching Shelton versus...
It's gonna be good times.
It's gonna be good times, but I mean, it'll be great because all the scores and all the picks you're gonna get. But I mean, that's assuming your D-line isn't just gonna get up right at the back and sack him.
It'll be good times. Yeah, even if so, I would get my touch on the offense. I'm not worried.
In fact, partly through the game, you could just off the cuff corner blitz Alex.
And they got a kick to me, and since the other guy who's deep is a punt returner, I might just pull a shimmy on him all game and just steal him all.
That's true. Like you say, you can always just corner blitz because they know it's nothing going to happen. You can just go sack Alex.
Exactly.
I mean, that'll just make your weekend, won't it?
Yeah.
Sack Alex and then just stand there and be like, so that's what being on the Nighthawks feels like. I'm bad.
We're leaving Bannings. Apparently they remodeled the floors. Aaron's going to ask about that one. It's bright enough after I'm going to head to the car. So she did post the schedule, and I'm a little tired right now, and I don't remember it off the top of my head. I shared it, as I said earlier, to my athlete page, and I shared it to my personal page and whatnot. So if you've been on that, I mean, obviously this isn't being posted until Monday. We've got like away, home, away, home, away, home, home. Something like that. We're all going to be at Ridgefield, which you guys saw last week. And all that jazzy bacon. You know my little pig that does a little thing? You know what Spoink evolves into? Yeah.
So yes, they remodeled. They said floors, tables, everything. All of the floors, all of the tables, the walls, the counters, just everything. So shows how aware we were.
When did they do that?
They reopened yesterday.
Oh, that's fine. I figured, I even said, the table's different?
I know.
And you're like, no, I think.
But yeah, it was everything.
Well, we did. If we went further in, I'd have wondered more, because then I would have seen like the stools and the counter. But we went like right in, right, like
Yeah.
you were right behind Pie, or Pies were right behind you.
Yeah.
Directions, relationships, orientation. I have cornbread and chili and chocolate pie in me.
How do you guys determine the party leader, and what's their actual role?
Oh, it's a D&D.
Yeah.
How do you determine the party leader and determine their role? Draw straws.
The only response showing of the 173 comments is, it's always whoever has the most charisma. So, this guy James, no matter what class he plays.
Or just whoever seems to talk the most.
Yeah, whoever takes lead in my games. There is no party leader, it's whoever decides to.
Yeah. Everyone tries to make the tank the leader, and the tanks are like, well, at least in your game that we played a lot, in your games we played a lot, the tank was like, "Dang!" And I'm like, oh yeah, please don't let this guy make decisions. Like, the player himself is not bright. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't remember what he played.
Dwarf. Naked dwarf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, a ridiculously large portion of my players play dwarves.
Naked dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was in the guild.
Yeah, him.
I am dressed for once in the morning part of the video. How are you looking? I can't see it. I'll check it out tomorrow. Going through a playlist, or I was going through in my head. I was going through songs on YouTube and songs on Amazon Digital Music, listening to stuff, and I was like, this would be really great to play at like downtimes in a game. Probably not during like an injury timeout, because that's, it's kind of when you want to keep something solemn if it's a bad injury. But like timeouts, you turn up the music a little bit in the stands, get everyone dancing. Yeah, I realized I was like 6 songs in.
in my head, and I was like, yeah, this would be a good song. Oh, this would be a great song. I love this song. Plus, like, during the timeouts or something. Yeah, I was 6 songs in, and I realized that it was probably the gayest playlist ever, and I hadn't even gotten out of Britney Spears. Like, literally, it was just 6 Britney Spears songs in a row. First of all was I Want to Go. But then again, if you actually understand the meaning of that song, it's like, everybody can get empowered by that song. Coffee is at 4 cups right now. I'm getting pretty good at that. I did Back with Willie. He was, anyway, and then he had film last night with his Mafia team. They're going over the Pitbull scrimmage because next week, as I said, they have the game against the Cavaliers, which y'all feel me, you don't really want super easy games. And I worry that the Cavaliers are going to be a super easy game, if not a game that I should probably go over the fact that I should walk over here and you guys should be, whatever. We'll talk about we play the Cavaliers. We don't actually play the Raiders this next season until like playoffs. So, bonus? I mean, as much as I don't want to play Willie's team. The Cavaliers are in the PNFL. They're also in the WWFA. They have 22 guys. And in the PNFL, the Mafia and the Sentinels and one of the Southern teams, the Lions, or whoever they are. I know the Buzzards don't mess around. So these guys who are probably out of shape are not going to get injured. And while they do have a bit of time to recover in between the seasons, yeah. You know, when you already got like dang near the bare minimum, I mean, literally the bare minimum is 11. Boy, you cannot technically field a team, but the WWFA has rules, so we have away games, our first 2 games. Yeah, so I'm gonna get my breakfast in order, go take care of morning stuff, and then I'll move back over to the computer and we'll go put the schedule up here.
The Vikings are playing right now, and Willie just sent me a snap that was basically like, you can't do all that during, I mean, because it was a Saints DB on Vikings receiver, and it was like, you can't do all that. And as I was watching this pull down, I was like, bro, I think someone got pregnant because of that pass interference. He's like, right? And we're near the beginning of the game, so you guys may know what I'm talking about. I'll see if I can find a video of it. Put it in. No accounts for the game, whatever. I'll do like 3 seconds. But yeah, I was gonna put the film, I was gonna put the schedule up. And then I got wrapped up in Heroes of the Storm. And then I was like, hey Billy, you wanna go to thing after, you wanna go do legs after the game? And he was like, no, I'd rather do it before, but Snapchat didn't send me that message. And he's like, okay then. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And so I missed his message. I missed his message, and anyway, so I had to finish up my match and go straight down to Willie, and yeah, then we went and did legs, and then I dropped Willie off with like 20 minutes to spare before the Vikings game, and then I went home, and we went to Mod, and now I'm here at Freddy's. And things are the path is a little bit weird because I went by apples instead of bananas. Apples and bananas. Bolio rolls! Bolio rolls! Bolio rolls! You know it's gone too far when Cup of Noodles is advertising with Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII. But I'm like, that game is so old. Let it die. Let it go off in peace. Yeah, it's Dissidia, but they're putting Cloud on it because Cloud is a money grabber for angsty teens because he epitomizes angsty teens even though he's a psychopath. You want an angsty teen, you deal with Squall from Final Fantasy VIII, whereas Cloud is a psychopath.
Marshawn Lattimore, 12 yards from Adam. Case on a deep drop, steps up in the pocket. He'll fire to the right side. Caught by Diggs. Stay on the go. Oh my God! 30.
that's Willie and Alex and the Vikings fans and how they're understanding things on Snapchat. Aaron is down for the count after a back massage.
You pinned me.
He says I pinned him, but really all I did was put the rolling pin underneath his shirt on his back.
Yeah, you pinned me.
Like, I sent them the respective Snapchats when it happened. Like, by the time I had my phone out and everything, and I was watching the game, and I saw the catch, and I was like, get in the end zone, get in the end zone. Like, you know, one of those things, and then I had to, like, share NFL memes to Willie on Facebook, and then I was like, I should probably, and I pulled out my phone, so I had to Snapchat to Willie and Alex, and yeah. So, that was, well, they're going on to play the Eagles next week, which, you know, the Eagles don't have much of an offense, considering they only did, you know, 1 touchdown and then 3 field goals, and they're going to be going up against one of the best, probably the best defense in the NFC, and they don't barely have an offense. So, we're going to say Vikings are in the Super Bowl? Now the question is, who are they going to go against? Because now that the Jaguars have beat the Steelers, and the Jaguars have probably the best defense in the AFC, and they're going up against the Patriots next week, it's going to be a real interesting weekend. Week 425! It's been a couple hours since that game got over, because we've been watching YouTube, but then my legs started cramping and I had to get a massage, and now Aaron is being overdramatic with a rolling pin in your shirt.
Honestly, I barely feel it. It doesn't weigh much.
For all those people who are interested in coconut water, I'm okay with Vita Coco chocolate flavor. I prefer Zico. Of course, technically, I'm thinking Vita Coco. Oh, I should probably look. I wonder if this is the Pepsi version. I'll have to do my research, because Zico is made by Coca-Cola. So I wonder if Vita Coco is made by Pepsi. But Mountain Dew can be wiped off the planet. What happens when you kick a foot? Kick feet. We need to get back to the YouTubes, because there's still like 20 more videos.
Good God.
Yeah, we have Lil Joe was here, and then we had Monday TV, and then we had something on Tuesday. Oh, now we have like X-Files or something. Where I would have watched it, like watching stuff, it's like now we have the X-Files. But then again, we had other stuff before that, I guess, on Wednesday. I don't know. But we need to get back to that. Aaron needs to put down the pepperoni I bought on the pizza. And I'm going to at least drink the last bit of the coconut water with the water in it. That's why I filled it up. So yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Your hair is amazing.
Always.
So after spending an hour inside an instance, I gotta give it to them. They were like really trying, but sometimes you're just like, guys, maybe? Like, why is, now Star Trek's doing an update in the background after I closed it. I'm just like, what is going on? Star Trek tries to patch everything all the time, and I'm like, why can't I just download it once? Whatever. Alright, so Willie and I have a field day today, because it's day off of gym. Yada yada. Clear skies. We're not supposed to have like sprinkly rain until like tonight, so we should be good on that. I was gonna get the video done and tell Willie we'll go out more in the afternoon. So since the Vikings won, I have not put it in the vlogs because it's full of demonetizing language. But I did record a snap because I was like, oh, I don't want to have to replay this and make it look awkward, so I recorded it, and then was like, oh, the rest of the night was what we're calling demonetizable language. Yeah. Because he probably got himself a little over 21 intoxicated, and because the Vikings win and was celebrating, and then got hit up by,
Yeah.
It was fun to listen to.
That snapstorm was interesting.
Yeah. Well, we were trying to watch YouTube, and I can't let YouTube's app on. See, the thing is, it used to just put it into the Chromecast and forget it. Set it and forget it. Now, it might do that now. Do we need to update the Chromecast? Again, I don't know.
it's been so long, and there is definitively an error happening.
Yeah.
So, and my YouTube app keeps updating, so maybe they're out of sync?
Could be.
I don't know.
Could be the YouTube app on the Chromecast needs to update. Although I
That-
think it would update immediately or... It's Google. They're usually good about that.
To like 3 snaps from Willie, and I was just like, oh no. 50-50 chance he actually got a message from the person he's been expecting to get a message from and wants to tell me all about it. Click. Nope. Nope. Has he slept all night? Because it was, I think what it was because he had 2 snaps last night, and you know, because you're still up late, and then one of them this morning after he woke up and was going to go for his run. I'm just like, bro, you need to. But yeah, so anyways, we were trying to watch YouTube on the Chromecast, and I couldn't just like deal. I mean, I wanted to listen to his snap, so I couldn't listen to that because he is not apartment talking, and he is not using he's not using monetizable language, and I wanted to hear it. Like here's the thing, he was using not apartment volume over my phone. I cannot imagine what it was sounded like in his actual room.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, I wound up ending the night with a drag queen like flipping back their head and like, that bitch should be crazy. And then that's what because that one stayed for a while, and I thought maybe he like raged himself to sleep. Because I was like, oh, it's sitting there for like 10 minutes. He hasn't checked his phone in a while. Oh, okay, weird. So I thought he like raged himself to sleep. Then I woke up this morning to that, and I'm like, oh boy.
Probably just got distracted.
Anyway, how is just in general, your coin stuff going?
Fairly well. I worked with Little Joe figuring out when to invest and gave him kind of not great advice because it was down and then up and then down and then up, and he managed to buy at a kind of a high point.
Well, you did also at one point,
Yeah.
so.
But aside from that, it's going pretty well. Cloud mining's going, local mining's going. Yeah.
Don't really care. I mean, I caught one. It was like one upgrade away from max, so I'm like, you're going to be my new one. Or you're going to go into. I should probably catch it just for the hell of it so I can get more candies.
Yeah.
You have anything?
I recorded a video over the weekend about proof of stake versus proof of work for cryptocurrencies. I'll be putting up it on my channel soon. It's still on the camera, so I have to do editing, all that stuff. But yeah, look forward to that. Bye.